We interrupt your regular programming to bring you breaking news out of South LA. It appears that a domestic violence suspect has hijacked a car at gunpoint.
Police are currently in pursuit. As you can see, it looks like the bumper has come off and the car is slowing to what appears to be a stop. Apparently just prior to coming on air, the police put out a spike strip which has caused the right side tires to go flat.
We have Jim Holcomb in Sky 12. He's got a better view. Jim, what can you see up there?
Well, Monica, we saw that spike strip deployed about 10 minutes ago, and it was very successful. It's got the two right tires completely blown out. This guy continues, though, trying to get away from police, limping along with this disabled car.
For those of us who aren't as familiar with spike stripping, can you give us a little explanation of what that is, Jeff or Jim?
Absolutely. It's basically like a hypodermic needle, a whole bunch of them in a stack, and when the tire rolls, wait a minute, what's he doing here?
Oh, he
Yeah.
is
Look at this.
turning around.
He is.
What direction is he going?
Well, he was southbound on Vermont. He's right now at the intersection of Vermont and Florence. But here, look at the gouges in the cement. Obviously, those spike strips have done its job.
So this looks like a highly residential area, Jim. What precautions have the police taken to secure the area and to ensure that this erratic driving doesn't injure anybody?
Well, you know, Frank, he came out of a residential area. Actually, this is mostly business right now. But again, police are trying to stand off a little bit. They're probably very concerned about that gun that he has.
He has a gun.
Right, he took this car in an armed carjacking.
Correct. And what precipitated that carjacking? Was with the domestic violence? Was that with a family member or was that with a wife? Do we have any details on that?
We don't know. The only information we have is that police responded to a domestic violence call. This guy ran out of the house. They tried to chase him. He jumped into a car, yanked somebody out of the car, and then took off, and the chase was on.
And Jim, an important question: have there been any shots fired?
We don't know, Frank. Actually, we were trying to listen to that as just before we came on the air. We don't have any confirmation whether or not shots were fired.
So the fact that he has a gun, is that making this chase more difficult for the officers? Where is he headed?
Well, it's going to definitely make it more perilous at the end because you got people that could get in the way of crossfire. You got officers that could get in the way, and we don't know what this guy's going to do. He's very erratic. He's emotionally distressed, and he's the most dangerous kind of suspect.
And as a former law enforcement officer at this point, with the car disabled the way it is, what other options do the police have to incapacitate this vehicle and bring this to a positive conclusion?
Well, you know, we saw him try a pit maneuver just before we came on the air, and I don't know if they're going to try it again. It's a very dangerous maneuver, especially when someone's armed, because it turns the vehicle around and points him at officers. Mm-hmm. So now officers are basically right in front of the car. So it's really dicey to say what their next move is going to be.
It appears that he just passed some of these officers. Can you see officers following him? Are they on his trail?
Right, they're starting to move into the picture. We're a little bit tight right now, but they're starting to get a little bit closer. They were backing off a little bit, we presume, to try to give him some space if he wanted to stop, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
For those of you who are just tuning in, we have a domestic violence suspect who has carjacked a vehicle that you can see on your television right now. The right side of the vehicle has been incapacitated because the tires are flat due to the police deploying a spike strip. Now, Jim, just to let our viewers know, where exactly is this vehicle? What direction is he headed so that we can try and get the area cleared?
Well, he's now northbound on Crenshaw from, looks like Florence, and he's approaching Manchester, would be about the next major intersection coming up. And this police car looks like he's getting in position maybe for another attempt at a pit maneuver.
Yeah, it appears that he's starting to slow down, and
yeah, just the way he's getting on his quarter panel like that, looks like he was going to get ready to try one.
Yeah. And let's see here. So yeah, it looks like he's coming up to try it again. Here he is. And he's definitely going in for the move. Oh, he just missed it.
Hit and a miss there.
Yeah,
how much faster does the police car need to go to get him to successfully
well, it's a very finesse move. The police car is going to pull right up to the quarter panel, just make contact, and then drive through. Just accelerate, and that'll spin that car around. The police car will pull out of the kill zone, and then the backup cars you see there will come in to take custody of the suspect.
Wow, this guy is driving very erratically, running many red lights, and
look at him there. Look,
wow.
He can't get any traction.
Yeah, he's just grinding those hubs essentially.
It's hard to believe that he's still going.
Okay,
and there was just a collision with the.
No, that was a pit maneuver right there.
Police looks like he's come to a stop.
Out of the kill zone. Here he comes out of the car. Oh, whoa!
And he's dropped onto the ground. It appears he is
completely
surrendering.
Well, it looks like we have a positive resolution.
Unbelievable. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that nobody was injured, and it seems like we have overall a positive resolution as far as any sort of injuries.
Now, you can see officers there trying to clear that car.
Does it look like he's resisting at all?
No, but the officers are a little concerned. They got their guns drawn, pointed at that car.
As a former law officer, what would be going through your mind in a situation like this?
Well, they're going to want to make sure no one's in the back seat, no one's in the trunk before they call a complete code 4 on this, and they're going to take every precaution. They're not going to just end with arresting the suspect.
And once that suspect is indeed arrested, how are they going to clear the area? What is the steps essentially to clearing this crime scene so that life can go back to normal?
Well, they've got the blocks cordoned off right now, both downrange and behind them. And as soon as they get that suspect in custody, get that car towed out of the area, it'll be back to business as usual.
Well, that's all that we have for you now. We'll be back on this evening at 11.
And our news program will be following this news to bring you any updates and breaking stories as far as following this news. Please do join us at 11 o'clock. Thank you very much.